Hello everyone, it's the end of an era. In honor of The Flash arriving on Max and soon to be 4K and Blu-ray, I decided to share my top 10 favorite moments from the DCEU Flash. Feel free down in the comments below to share your favorite moments from the DCEU Flash. Here we go. Starting with an honorable mention is Captain Boomerang's arrest in Suicide Squad. I love the moment where we're introduced to Captain Boomerang and we get to see the Flash, Ezra Miller's Flash, for the first time after BVS. And he's just like, no honor among thieves, hey? And in quick fashion, he defeats Captain Boomerang. Such a cool little nod to the bigger world of the DC Universe and a great interaction between the Flash and his nemesis, Captain Boomerang. After that, at number 10, my favorite moment is the Dark Flash reveal from the ending of The Flash. For people who saw the CW show, it was pretty obvious who the Dark Flash was going to be. They took the Savitar route, but what I wasn't expecting was to see how old Barry Allen was. You know, we knew it was going to be the alternate Barry. I love seeing the Dark Flash, how disgusted he looks, but how many times he's tried to correct this scenario, this timeline, still believing he can actually change it. And having to confront Barry. My only thing about this movie is that this confrontation is so short, but I love seeing Barry, the other Barry, come in and rescue our Barry and end this Dark Flash's timeline. Such a cool scene. After that, at number 9 is the meeting between Bruce Wayne and Barry Allen in Zack Snyder's Justice League. After he visits his father, he goes back to his hideout, finding Bruce Wayne there. I just love the interaction Barry Allen has with Bruce, talking about speaking gorilla sign language, showing the suit and what it's made of. Bruce is just like, you know what, I'm tired of hearing this. I'm ready to see him in action. He throws a batarang, and there's that cool moment where Barry slowly realizes that this man is the Batman from Gotham City. He accepts Bruce Wayne's offer to join a league, join a team, because he needs friends. You also get that interaction between them where he's just like, I'm just a snack hole, you know, I'm just a hole of snacks. I have a high metabolism, I need to eat, and it explains how the Flash works. With his speed, he needs to constantly consume calories to keep up. And he's like, what's your superpower again? And then Bruce is just like, I'm rich. I just love that little moment between them and the start of a beautiful friendship here in the DCEU. After that, at number 8 is the final encounter between Henry Allen and Barry in Zack Snyder's Justice League. There is that wonderful conversation they had about make your own past, make your own future, you know, quit living in my past, quit living in the past to try to save your mother. You can't change anything, Barry. Live life, find friends, you know, move on. And we get the wonderful epilogue, and we get to see that he has a job in forensics thanks to Bruce Wayne. And I just love Henry Allen's just genuine reaction where it's just like, this is a job, right? And he's like, a job. And he's just like, his foot's in the door. That's my boy. Taught him nothing he knows. Yeah, man, that's a good thing. That's something people say, man. Foot's in the door. I just love that scene, and Billy Crudup acted so well as Henry Allen. And I also think the actor that took over in The Flash did a good job carrying over Billy Crudup's performance in this, but this is just a nice, sweet moment between Barry and his father here, and a nice resolution to his arc in the Justice League. After that, at number 7, I have 2 moments tied. The first being the Flash's rescue introduction. Not counting the CG babies, I love the introduction where he ends up getting the visor and we get to see him use the Speed Force in this way for the first time, going from Central City to Gotham City during daytime. And it's so cool how they present Speed with the Flash and his perception and how things look around him. And also introducing a calorie counter, you know, showing that his energy is low and how he has to save all these babies and stuff. A little bit weird with the microwave, but it's just a cool use of his speed. In addition to his speed, another moment tied is when they rescue the Star Lab members in Zack Snyder's Justice League. There's that moment where he escorts them out and we get to see building debris fall, and he ends up super speeding around them to pick up the debris. Such a cool, epic moment. Cyborg, of course, helps him with the last piece of debris, but it's still such a cool representation of the Flash's skills in real time. And if you play it by slowly, you can see Barry being amused with his own work, this showmanship, so to speak. 2 cool moments showcasing the Flash's abilities. After that, at number 6 is the Iris rescue in Zack Snyder's Justice League. There's a sweet moment here, which we learned that they used to know each other in the Flash movie, but in Zack Snyder's Justice League, Barry's applying for a job. He sees Iris West there, and she's starting her car, and there's an accident. There's also a cool nod to Flash's creator, Guy Gardner, there with a truck, but she crashes, and in like flashes slow motion in his like Speed Force time, his shoes burn off and he basically goes across the glass to then rescue Iris West. And it's a cool moment because, you know, Iris is going to be his wife, and it's just like a moment where he's just like, you see how the Flash could, like, physically, if he was a real person, speed forcing and stuff, super speeding, he would break people's necks with whiplash and stuff. So you have to see how he has to carefully adjust people and the speed because he's moving so fast, seeing the hot dog, seeing the car just like ripple apart with the metal and the glass. It's just a sweet moment and a cool slow motion moment. You know, almost the opposite of Quicksilver and X-Men Days of Future Past is a slower moment, and with the history of them knowing each other in college and knowing each other in The Flash, it adds more history to this scene. It enhances this scene. It's just one of my favorite scenes, you know. A scene that was cut from the theatrical, but it was great seeing Kiersey Clemons as Iris West meeting Barry Allen, all the way to when it catches up in real time. You see the car explode and everything crash. Great scene between Iris and Barry. After that, at number 5 is the awakening of Superman, and more specifically when the Flash fights Superman in Zack Snyder's Justice League. There's that cool moment where Superman holds off Cyborg, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman, and Barry decides to do the speed, and he's running, and in slow motion we get to see Superman's eye look sideways and catch up to him, and it's such a great moment of not only the Flash's speed, but Superman's speed as well. A holy shit moment for Barry Allen. And I just love him dodging Superman's punches, and this version's longer. And yeah, Monument Destroyer is such an awesome track on this part from Junkie XL of him just like dodging Superman's punches and everything, and then like trying to like stop him with like the Speed Force, getting into the Speed Force. There's also a cool nod to Ben Parker on one of the names of the memorial there, but I love this moment, showcasing not only the Flash's speed, but Superman's speed as well. After that, at number 4 is the flashback scene to the Black Zero event. I love it when Barry Allen in the Flash is talking to his alternate version. He's talking about the first time he tried to use his powers in an early prototype suit, and he could only save this boy. He couldn't save the boy's father, and it shows the Black Zero event from the Flash. I love this. It's almost like the New York attack in the MCU, you know? We got to see Black Zero event in Man of Steel. We got to see it from Bruce's point of view in BVS, and now in The Flash we get to see it from the Flash's point of view. And it's sad knowing that he couldn't save the kid's father or just save more than one person, you know. He couldn't use the powers to his fullest ability yet because he was still learning, and it's just a heartbreaking scene. Even a person as powerful as the Flash still has failure, still can't control or save everyone. After that, at number 3 is Barry Allen and Bruce Wayne's final talk. Oh man, this was such a bittersweet moment seeing Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne one last time, but seeing their friendship and how far they've come since Zack Snyder's Justice League. And it's just like, our scars, that's what makes us who we are, Barry. He's just like, you're not broken. You're not meant to go back and fix everything. I can fix it. I went back and fixed stuff for a couple of seconds. And he mentions the events of Zack Snyder's Justice League, and he's like, I can go back and save your parents, you know? And Bruce is trying to explain like the catastrophic thing that would happen if he tried to even go back in time and stop him. And it's like in juxtaposition with Barry going back to the day his mother was murdered, you know, and him running out as a kid.
Barry, these scars we have make us who we are. Don't let your tragedy define you.
Beautiful moment. And there's that moment where he's just like, you know, live now. Like, find some friends. It's like, yeah, you want to go and get a bite to eat and get some drinks? And he's just like smiling, and Bruce is just like, not this time, Barry, maybe some other time. And that's sad considering that Ben Affleck's Batman's going to be erased now. This was the one moment where he felt like both Bruce Wayne and Batman speaking to Barry. And it's also bittersweet in a way because Michael Keaton's Batman, with the events that happen in the alternate timeline, those are the last words he says to Flash. Not this time, kid. Maybe some other time, when he tries to fix time. So that's kind of eerie how both Batman in different timelines say the same thing to Barry one last time, you know? And it's just a beautiful scene between Bruce and Barry. Another moment I can't believe I forgot to mention was the Flash scene in BVS with the future Flash. I love it. After the nightmare vision, we get future Barry Allen saying, Bruce, you have to find us. You were right about him. You've always been right about him. And he's talking about Lois Lane being the key. It's a shame we never got to see the payoff to the setup, but nevertheless, it was a great nod to Crisis on Infinite Earths. After that, at number 2 is the final scene between Barry and his mother, Nora Allen, at the end of The Flash. This moment almost broke me. It brought me to tears. This was such a sad moment of Barry basically saying goodbye to his mother and trying to fix the timeline, but also his mother still being a caring person to the stranger. And in some way, I think she kind of felt paternally that this was her son. It might not have been 100%, but she knew there was something up here. And it's just, anybody who's ever lost a loved one, if you could have a chance to see them one more time, I don't know, man, that just gets me kind of emotional just thinking about that. And seeing that in this scene was just so beautiful and just tragic at the same time. Oh, this is such an emotional scene, and it kind of pisses me off with how the film ended with George Clooney and the reshot ending, that it just undermines all the emotion of this film. I really wish it had a better ending, because it really ruins a great Barry Allen story, so to speak. And despite their real life stuff, Ezra Miller really did give a great performance as Barry in these films, and especially this scene in The Flash. Is there no denying what my favorite scene is, what most people's favorite scene of The Flash is in the DCEU? At the Speed of Force. This was an Oscar fan favorite moment. This moment was just so insane, seeing the Justice League fell to stop the mother boxes from merging and sinking, and then like Darkseid arrives, and then boom, it's about to be like terraformed into Apocalypse. And that's when the Flash goes in, and you get that epic music and him in the Speed Force, and he's like, okay, Barry, you gotta break your one rule. You gotta do it now. Go faster than you ever gone before. And he's like running, and you get to see this scene where he's basically pulling a Superman in the movie and turning back time. And he's just like, I just want you to know, Dad, that your son was one of them. One of the best. And I just love it. And he's just like, make your own past. Make your own future. It's all right now. And yet with the music at the Speed of Force by Junkie XL, it's just so moving and epic. I don't know why the hell this wasn't in the theatrical. This was just an amazing moment. Not only the best Flash moment in the DCEU, but probably one of the best DCEU moments on film. Seriously. All the way to him saving the Justice League and then going in, helping Cyborg sink with the mother boxes behind him. Just an epic moment. Anyway, those are my top 10 favorite moments from The Flash in the DCEU. Feel free to let me know your favorite Flash moment from the DCEU down in the comments below. In the meantime, you can check out these other videos for more content. May everyone stay safe and healthy. Till next time.